Hello there. I think this is finally working. Welcome to Brunch with Deb. Let me just check one more thing here before I go blazing off into the music. There we go. Okay, I think we're here. This is making me crazy. How's your morning going? All right. All right, I see it. Yay. Hi, Steve. For some reason, I broadcast to Twitch TV as well as YouTube and Facebook, and the Twitch TV feed was not working, so it was messing with the other two. But let's have a little dance tune to open up Brunch with Deb. Good morning, good evening, wherever you may be, and welcome to Brunch with Deb, for real this time. I'm Deb Seymour, your host and musician, and this is Deb Stan, and I'm glad to see you guys here. Anyway, sorry about those technical glitches, including that weird one on the guitar. I really should practice before I play, right? Kathy, Steve, Beth, welcome. Heidi, Janet, if you're lurking, welcome, and everybody else out there who might stop by today. Right now I'm going to take a swig from my giant glass of water. It's a jar, actually. Hope everyone's doing well, and here's a song that I absolutely think celebrates me getting a pick from my little pot here. It's actually a teacup. When life sends you troubles, you just gotta pull on through. Some days the road is easy, all you need are walking shoes. Other days you negotiate in heels and your business suit. Still other days are breezy, only bare toes will do. But when your heart gets broke, you gotta wear boots. You gotta wear boots, time to saddle up your courage boots. Feet down in the stirrups, boots to drive the heartache out of town. Boots, wrangle up all your sorrows. Boots, ride on past tomorrow. Sometimes you gotta wear boots. Some days you're jumping in your Converse with good news. Other days so sad, only slippers see you through. Still other days you go out waltzing in your highbrow dancing shoes. But when your heart gets broke, you gotta wear boots. You gotta wear boots, time to saddle up your courage, boots, feet down in the stirrups, boots to drive the heartache out of town. Boots, wrangle up all your sorrows, boots, ride on past tomorrow. Sometimes you gotta wear boots. Walk out of the door with the right footwear. You gotta wear boots, time to saddle up your courage, boots, feet down in the stirrups, boots to drive the heartache out of town. Boots, wrangle up all your sorrows, boots, ride on past tomorrow. Sometimes you gotta wear boots. You gotta wear boots, time to saddle up your courage, boots, feet down in the stirrups, boots to drive the heartache out of town. Boots, wrangle up all your sorrows, boots, ride on past tomorrow. Sometimes you gotta wear boots. You gotta wear boots. Gotta wear them old boots. Boots. Yeehaw. Oh, I'm glad you like boots. I often end with that song. I thought I'd start with it today just for something different. Hey, Lane, nice to see you on there. I guess you're watching with Beth. I really like the thought of you guys sitting there and hanging out on Brunch with Deb. Hope you're well. Hope you had a great ski season, Lane. Lane is a fellow skier. Here's another song about getting through adversity. This one I co-wrote with my friend Todd Lawrence. It's called The Wallows. Life was cruising on easy street when your wheel of fortune got stuck. You thought it was just a glitch, a hitch in your good luck. But then down came the avalanche and all the pain that follows. The next thing you know, they've laid you low, deep down in the wallows. Who said life was supposed to be fair? God laughs every time you plan. You thought you had it all mapped out, those lines drawn spick and span. But times got tough, they coiled you up like a snake before it swallows. The cruel joke as you've begun to choke, face down in the wallows. So welcome, bud, to the tar and mud. Well, I suppose it all seems grim, being stuck in the holy muck, or maybe you'd best learn to swim. But when you think about the journey out, some part of you just hollows. So you acquiesce to your deep distress, knee deep in the wallows. Depression and discomfort, now your closest friends. That melancholy baby has got you up on end. But misery loves your company, you're now flesh and bone. When you're in the wallows, baby, you're never quite alone. So welcome, bud, into the tar and mud. Well, I suppose it must seem grim, being stuck in the holy muck, or maybe you'd best learn to swim. But all your fears, they're muscled up and flexing like Apollos. Oh, you feel so small that you toss it all into the mercy of the wallows. The wallows are addictive, primed to keep you pinned. The could-haves and the should-haves leave you twisting in the wind. But faith leaves a golden thread in the darkest pit. It's your call to rise or fall. What will you make of it? So welcome, friend, to the bitter end. Tell me what's it gonna be. Will you walk that first hard mile or drown in misery? It's the same for everyone, everywhere, from Seattle to Sao Paulo. No soul's alive too big to dive into the deep end of the wallows. No soul's alive too big to dive into the deep end of the wallows. No soul's alive too big to dive into the deep end of the wallows. The wallows. The wallows. Those are my two pandemic songs. Now we're going to move into some old jazz classics. This one was sung by Billie Holiday. It's called Sailboat in the Moonlight. For all you jazz lovers out there. These things that I long for, dear, are few. Just give me a sailboat in the moonlight and you. A soft breeze on a June night and you. What a perfect setting for letting dreams come true. A chance to sail away to sweethearts made beneath the stars that shine. A chance to drift, for you to lift your tender lips to mine. All these things that I long for, dear, are few. Just give me a sailboat in the moonlight and you. A chance to sail away to sweethearts made beneath the stars that shine. A chance to drift, for you to lift your tender lips to mine. All these things that I long for, dear, are few. Just give me a sailboat in the moonlight and you. Sailboat in the moonlight. Well, I hope you're all doing well out there. As you know from last week, I've had a go of it. And as you know from last week, I wrote a song about it. And I'm going to sing that song again because I made a few little tweakies, little pruning and little stuff you might not even notice. But I think it makes for a better song. Of course, Lane hasn't heard this, and maybe someone else out there hasn't heard this. But the story of my life for the past 4 weeks. Well, I'm home from the hospital. I'm glad to be here, where I can rest and heal with my cat whom I hold dear. Oh, I'm thinking that we'll snuggle while I sip my tea. Then he gives me the stink eye and says, what about me? Oh, my cat doesn't care, my cat doesn't care. giving me the glare as he hogs my easy chair. He's howling in the kitchen and yowling on the stairs. I'm supposed to be recovering, but my cat doesn't care. He said, you left me at 3 a.m. Those sirens were too loud, and those scary men in uniform trapped me under the couch. Even after it was calm, I decided still to hide, and no one fed or petted me, though the family tried. Oh, my cat doesn't care, oh, my cat doesn't care, giving me the glare from my easy chair. He's howling in the kitchen, yowling on the stairs. I'm supposed to be recovering, but my cat doesn't care. Say that purring's healing, for sure I know that's true. When he's cuddled up at my side, all floppy paws, so darn cute. But when those two eyes open, it all begins again. Meow, 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 it never ends. Oh, he's looking at my tummy, that's where he wants to be, but he's thwarted by the pillow fort that I've built around me. As he circles my defenses, he comes to a decision to catapult right in, right on top of my incision. Yay! Oh, my cat doesn't care, oh, my cat doesn't care, giving me the glare as he hogs my easy chair. He's howling in the kitchen, he's howling on the stairs. I'm recovering from surgery, but my cat doesn't care. Oh, my cat doesn't care, my cat doesn't care, keeps up his demands, though I can barely stand. I need peace and quiet, but no luck here so far. If I'm going to get some rest, I'd better go back to the or A&E as you call it. I'm gonna write a separate verse of British. Something, something, something does not care about me. If I'm going to get some rest, better go back to A&E. My cat doesn't care. My latest Morpheus Alphonsus Scamper Kitty Cat Seymour adventure. All right. World lost an icon this week. Here's my tribute. Crazy, but that's how it goes. Millions of people living like foes. Maybe it's not too late to learn how to love and forget how to hate. Mental wounds not healing, life's a bitter shame. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. crazy train. I've listened to preachers, I've listened to fools, I've watched all the dropouts make all their own rules. One person conditioned to rule and control. The media sells it, and you live out the role. Mental wounds still screaming, driving me insane. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. Things are going wrong for me. You gotta listen to my words. Heirs of a Cold War, that's what we've become. Troubles, I'm mentally numb. Crazy, I just cannot bear. I'm living with something that just isn't fair. Mental wounds not healing. Who and what's to blame? I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. Crazy train, going off the rails on a crazy train. Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne, Bill Daisley and Randy Rhoads, the late Randy Rhoads. Rest in peace, Prince of Darkness. And yeah, confession, I'm a bit of a closet metalhead. All right, Peter Stokes, Ozzy. I messed up that little riff there, but that's all right. I'm a folkie. I'm not Randy Rhoads. No one is Randy Rhoads. Well, thanks for listening to that. Just had to do an Ozzy song. Yeah. Can't say that Ozzy is my favorite of all the metal bands, but I have to say I was really impressed with that last show he did 3 weeks ago. And it's like, I want to go out like that. I want to do a final show and then just exit. So anyway, Ozzy. Well, on that note... Actually, I have a recording that up on YouTube, all dressed in black, my cowboy baby black, but if you want to listen to a slightly cleaner version that I did the other day. Anyway, tip jars are open if you care to donate to the Deb Seymour Music Fund. It's always appreciated. Links at the bottom. I did not have clickable links in the description this week because I was having trouble getting going live. Hope you're all well and that you are not on a crazy train and that you're on a sane train of some sort. But if you're not... this song should give you some hope. Thanks for being here, you guys. How do you sing when you have know a song. How do you think when your rights all go wrong? How do you cope when you can't get along? I choose hope. I choose hope. How do you laugh when you have 2 left feet? How do you talk when you can't speak? How do you win when you face defeat? I choose hope. I choose hope. Hope is the stars in the darkness, the seedling in the rain. Hope is the love that we harness when we walk together through the pain. I choose hope. I choose hope. How do you laugh when all you have are tears? How do you move when all caught up in fear? How do you pray when God disappears? I choose hope. I choose hope. How do you stand when you feel so small? How do you rise up every time you fall? How do you know it'll work at all? I choose hope. I choose hope. Hope is the stars in the darkness, the seedling in the rain. Hope's the love that we harness when we walk together through the pain. Hope is the stars in the darkness, seedling in the rain. Hope's the love that we harness when we walk together through the pain. I choose hope. 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 And that brings us to the end of another Brunch with Deb. Oh, Katrina, you snuck in there. I see you. Hello. And Princess Jasmine and Pepper the kitties, who are as meowy and insistent as Morpheus. I have met both Pepper and Jasmine. Princess Jasmine, I should say, is her name. Anyway, I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Right here at the same time. I said tip jars are open. I already said that. Y'all know, if you haven't tipped in a while, I'd appreciate $1 or $2. It helps keep the music books balanced and or buys me 1/3 of a latte. And one half rivet on a jumbo jet. Good gosh. I don't think $2 buys you anything on a jumbo jet. That's all right. I don't want to maintain a jumbo jet. Okay, folks, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to quit while I'm ahead and wish you all a great week. Remember to eat well, stay hydrated, and don't accept candy from strangers. Don't sit next to the weird guy on the trolley or the subway, the tube, and remember to tell the people you love them sooner rather than later, kitties included. And because we don't know what tomorrow will bring. And rest in peace, Oz. Here's my metal thing. Gosh, I'm so not a metal. All right. I'm going to quit yabbering and yabber on out of here. Love you all. Thanks so much.